All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello, hello, and welcome. Welcome. It is Sunday, May 13th, 2018. I am Darkside Phil. And, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final stream before my time away. And you might say, what does that mean? Well, if you haven't been following along recently, I'm going to be taking some time off from streaming for a few days here, starting tomorrow. In fact, already preparations are afoot. Tonight, Kat and I are going to be like planning out things like a grocery shopping list and a few other things. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of stuff around the house, spring cleaning in particular, to try to get things, for the first time, trying to start on a blank slate. Kat moved in here almost 3 months ago now. In fact, I think it is 3 months. Yeah, as of now, it's 3 months ago. So she moved in February. And, when she moved in, we did a lot of stuff to try to get her settled in. She had to get a few, work clothes and get her driver's license, get her car insurance, and make sure she had everything she needed here when it comes to toiletries or, things that are necessary from day one to live somewhere. But ever since that initial time that she moved in, we've never really had any significant time to do anything around the house and kind of make it ours. You know what I mean? Like, how do we set up the house so that it's beneficial to both of us and clean out the house? Because, I have not thoroughly cleaned the house in a while. Now, Kat has done some cleaning, which is very nice of her, but we haven't had a chance to really do, it's spring. Let's really just, vacuum out the cobwebs and clean the rugs and do everything that's necessary to get it nice and clean, right? So we haven't done any of that. And in addition, I was just actually talking with people in stream chat. We wanted to set up our backyard for a while to be a place where, the wildlife, because there's a lot of local wildlife here, tons of different kinds of birds, squirrels, wild rabbits, and the like. And we could just clean up our backyard a little bit and make it, more accommodating to them. Maybe put out a simple bird feeder, or maybe a little rug, and put down some, peanuts and stuff. You know what I mean? Cheap things that could make make it attractive to have some nice animals come by that we can watch and stuff like that. We had all these ideas, and the only problem is we haven't had the time to implement the ideas at all, because I've been busy, as you guys know. I'm here every day streaming. With the 1 day a week that I get off, usually Kat and I are out all day doing various things, like I said, running errands, doing groceries, anything that we have to do, any appointments or anything we have to do for the week has to be on that 1 day, so it ends up being the most busy day of the week for me. So yeah, what we're going to do for the next 3 days is no streaming. Alright, no streaming at all, but instead me just kind of spending time with Kat, meaningful time, and doing stuff around the house. So it should be fun, it should be restful. It should allow me to recuperate a bit. I haven't been away from streaming for any significant amount of time since February when she moved in. So first time in 3 months I'll have a few days, back-to-back off. Alright. And, it should be a pretty good time off the next few days. All right. So before I get into the schedule for the coming week, because I think you guys will be, interested in to know what is Phil doing this week and the like. I just want to say to those of you for who it is Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. All right. For some of you it's not. I know some countries don't celebrate Mother's Day today, but many do. And America, the United States of America, is one of them. So to those of you who are celebrating Mother's Day today, Happy Mother's Day. Please take the time, if it is possible, spend some time with your mom, give her a kiss, say nice things to her, take her out to dinner. What I used to do when I lived in Connecticut is I would take my mom out to dinner. On Mother's Day, we would go to this restaurant that was down by the waterfront called Jimmy's. And it was a very popular seafood restaurant. My mom loves fried clams. So we would go there and she would get whole belly fried clams with, fries or whatever. And she, absolutely loved this restaurant. And every Mother's Day, I would take her there. Do something nice for your mom today. No matter what it is, if you at all can, she will appreciate it and she deserves it. All right. Now, for me, I will be calling my mom later tonight. Actually, as soon as I finish with the stream, I'll probably be giving her a call and getting her all caught up on everything with me for the week and stuff like that. So, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. All right, so what else is going on? Let's talk, guys, about let's talk about the upcoming schedule. So you guys will know exactly what to expect. Today, on stream, it's the conclusion of my Dead Space 2 Zealot difficulty run. If you guys aren't aware, I've been playing Dead Space 2 the last, week on the hardest level difficulty. And some have debated and said, no, Phil, it's actually hardcore that's the hardest, when in reality it's not. If you're talking overall gameplay mechanics, it's actually Zealot difficulty that's harder, because it's the highest level of damage and lowest level of ammo. But it's actually, hardcore difficulty is survivalist, which is a step easier, but you can only save the game 3 times. So I guess it's up for debate. What's harder? Only being able to save 3 times or having the hardest grueling difficulty? I can tell you, it's been tough. Some of these rooms, yesterday in particular, oh my god, just crazy gauntlets. Crazy gauntlets of enemies, and limited ammo, and limited space to fight them in. So it's been quite interesting to see me, persevere. But I've managed to persevere, even though I've died a bajillion times. We'll see. We'll see how it goes today. All right. But I should be able to finish it. I'm currently in chapter 13. I believe I'm at the end of chapter 13, and the game has only 15 chapters. Okay. So being that there's only 2 chapters left, I think I'm going to be able to wrap up the game, sooner rather than later. But then again, I am at the end of the game, which means there's a few really tough enemy gauntlets coming up, plus the Regenerator. And if you guys aren't aware of who the hell the Regenerator is, uh-oh. The Regenerator is a mother bitch. He is an enemy that never dies. He's meant to be infinitely respawning in order to basically creep you the hell out and make it like he's the only enemy in Dead Space you cannot kill. So he constantly comes after you. The only real way to beat him is to freeze him with stasis and blow his limbs off, then run for your fucking life, because it takes him a while to regenerate his limbs. And basically just keep hightailing it away from him as much as you can. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know, how long it's going to take for me to get through these sections, all right? So, that being said, this is the big conclusion. It will end today on stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed the run so far. The incredible amount of deaths I've had certainly have probably been entertaining to you, all right? Now, if I finish early, which there is potential I will. If I can get through these final couple chapters quickly, then there's potential I will be wrapping up the gameplay of Dead Space 2 early. If that's the case, then what I will do, I will turn to you guys in the stream chat, and I will pose the question to you, what would you guys like to see me play for the rest of the stream? Because I am going to, play out the stream until 4 p.m. Pacific time, as I usually do. The options are as follows. Either PUBG, and the test server, I believe, is still running. I could be wrong, because it might only be running at night. So, it may or may not be the new map of PUBG. Or a mini session of Ultra Street Fighter 2. I'll pose it to you guys, whatever you guys feel like. Because those are the 2 things that shouldn't take a lot of time to switch over to and get ready to play. Although I might have to restart the stream to get the settings reset or whatever. But for, in general, it should be an easy swap. And so we could fill out the stream with whatever's left. Alright. So, either PUBG or Ultra Street Fighter 2, I'll leave it in your hands, alright, if we get time. But only if we get time. I don't want to promise you guys that, and then it doesn't happen. So, we'll see how long it takes for me to actually finish up the game, and then we'll go from there. I'll pose it to you afterward, alright? So, that is today's stream. That is it. Only one stream today, guys. Later tonight, I'm going to be doing the weekend preview. I got a bunch of bills to pay before my time off. I've also got, but like I said, there's things I'll be doing, making a grocery list for the week and the like. A lot of stuff to get done before my time off. So tonight, only one stream. This one big major gameplay stream. It's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the 14th, 15th, and 16th of May. I will not be streaming. For the most part, I'm going to try to unplug myself from the internet to whatever capability it is possible. Now, as you guys know, it may not be 100% possible. There's definitely, we're in a situation here where I don't know, what might happen. You never know. You always got to at least keep your ear to the ground. Got to keep myself at least near my emails and maybe in social media just to see us in case anything happens. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But for the most part, I'm going to try to tune out. You probably won't see too much about me on social media, Twitter, and the like. It's going to be me just focusing on time with my girl and doing stuff, around here, like I said. So, I'm going to unplug, but there will still be a few videos, new videos on DSP Gaming. More than likely, it's going to be, Street Fighter stuff. I already have extra Street Fighter matches saved up. So there will be some new videos, not constant new videos, but some new videos during my time away on DSP Gaming. And then I'll be returning on Thursday. All right, Thursday, the 17th of May, will be my big return day, and it will be a double stream day. Okay? Now, you might ask, well, what is Phil going to be doing when he returns? Well, it's going to be up to you. And again, this is something I want to pose to you guys. What I think I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to make a poll during the week. And here's what the poll is going to be. What do you want to see me play when I return on Thursday? Option number 1, Ultra Street Fighter 2. Do a full session of Ultra Street Fighter 2. My weekly Street Fighter session. Or, number 2, do you want to see me play the Dead Space 2 Severed DLC? Because you guys have been very supportive of the Dead Space 2 Zealot run playthrough. No lie, you guys have, come out and watched in droves, and you've been cheering, subbing, and tipping, and everything's been good. I can't complain. This has been one of the best or better throwback retro playthroughs that I have done. Being that I have a 10-year legacy on the internet, I've really enjoyed replaying in this last several months some of the games that were some of my favorites of the past 10 years, and this is definitely ranks among them, and I'm very happy that I was able to play it, all right? So it's going to be in your hands. Do you want to see a full, fun session of Street Fighter to get me prepared for the impending finish of, the impending release of the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection at the end of this month? Or do you want to see me maybe do the DLC for this game? All right, so I'll pose that to you probably in a poll on Twitter as I sign off for the week. And we'll see how people vote. And we'll go from there, all right? So that's going to be Thursday's main stream. Then Thursday night, I will be doing PUBG, FYI. I will be doing a return session of PUBG. And then on Friday, I'm going to be playing State of Decay 2. And I'll be playing it a little early because it normally would come out on Tuesday the 22nd. But I'm going to pay a little bit extra to get the collector's edition / digital deluxe edition of the game, whatever you want to call it. And you get access to the game several days early. I'll get access to it on Friday instead of Tuesday. And so I'm going to be doing that and playing State of Decay 2 over the weekend, plus balancing that with Yakuza 6, probably some Ultra Street Fighter 2, all the way until the week after that when I'll be starting H1Z1 and balancing stuff with that. Then, of course, coming up later that week, we've got Detroit Become Human. Then we've got the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Then we've got Vampire and... oh my goodness, what's it called? Shaq Fu. How could I forget Shaq Fu, right? Then we've got E3. So we've got a crazy amount of new stuff coming out once I come back from my time away from streaming, right? It's going to be new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, new stuff, which should be great. So I certainly hope that you guys will be excited and will come check out all the new stuff that I have to put out for you guys in the next few weeks until we head into June and we see how stuff's going with June, all right? Great stuff, right? All right. So there you go, guys. Today, the conclusion of Dead Space 2, and then maybe a little bit of extra if we have time. I'm off for 3 days of streaming. I'm back on Thursday with either the Dead Space 2 DLC, if that's what you want, or Ultra Street Fighter 2 and PUBG. Then on Friday, State of Decay 2 begins, and then we go from there. All right? Great stuff coming up. I will say this, during my 3 days away from streaming, you guys, a lot of people say, man, whenever Phil's not streaming, I don't know what to do. Well, you might not realize this. As I just said, I've been creating content for the internet for 10 years, guys. All right. There is, no exaggeration, over 60,000 videos that I've created and uploaded to YouTube over 10 years. That is a lot of content, and chances are you have not seen all of it. So head over at any time to youtube.com/DSPGaming. This is my YouTube gaming channel. And check it out. Go to the playlists tab, click on search, and type in any game for the last 10 years. Chances are I probably played it. And you can watch so many classic playthroughs over there. So much fun stuff on demand. I think a lot of people who only tune into my streams don't realize the incredible depth and breadth of on-demand content that I have put out over the years, right? Go give it a look and, watch some stuff over there if you're bored and there's nothing going on in the realm of me streaming. There's going to be plenty of stuff for you to get to watch on DSP Gaming. Okay? All right, there you go. All right, guys, so that is it for the schedule and the update, so you guys know what to expect. Let's go ahead and, oh, by the way, I should mention, as you guys can see, I've got the leaderboard up today. We've got the amount of subs, top cheer, and top tip. Already people have been cheering, subbing, and tipping on the pre-stream. I will update this live for you in just a few minutes. So, yes, if you cheer or tip today, you have a chance to get up on the leaderboard, obviously, which is good. You get credit for your contributions. We are pushing towards 475 subscriptions. If we could get 475 today, that would be great. If not, chances are, guys, it's going to be a really tough effort to get back to where we are. And here's why I say that. During the month of April, when I was doing my Bloodborne Redemption run, which was roughly about a month ago when I actually started that, okay? Someone came into the stream chat, very, very generous person, and they gifted somewhere around 30 subs. I don't know if it was over or under, but it was around 30. And people were ecstatic. They had gotten subs gifted to them, and I was obviously happy. Because, you know, obviously it helps me out. But what's going to happen now is in this time off that I'm taking from streaming this week, during that 3 days time period, number one, no one's going to be here on the stream, so no one's going to resub if their subs expire. That's number one. So just naturally, our subs numbers are going to drop. Number two, all those gifted subs are going to expire. And obviously, those aren't going to resub. All right. So that being said, what's going to end up happening is I guarantee you, by the time I return on Thursday, we're going to be around 400 subs, if not lower. We may actually dip below 400 subs for a bit because I'm going to be away for so long and because those gifted subs will expire. All right. Now, it's not the end of the world. We'll have the whole second half of the month to try to build the subs back up. And with all the new games coming out, maybe we'll get new people in here who will subscribe, which is great. But just to forewarn you guys that, you know, subs will drop significantly. And that being said, you know, it's putting our goal of hitting 475 subs to do this fun Street Fighter Anniversary Marathon Challenge run in jeopardy. So if you don't know what it is, if we hit 475 subs this month, all right, what I'd like to do is a special marathon event where for 7 to 8 hours, I stream the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, and I play through all of the arcade modes of the different various games in it at the hardest difficulty, and I attempt to beat them all in a marathon. Now, this is going to be incredibly challenging because, number one, the arcade modes blatantly cheat. All right, the AI is ridiculous. It reads your button inputs and counter hits you. It's pretty ridiculous. And, you know, number two, just doing it back-to-back. Just 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, 3 of Street Fighter Alpha, and 3 of Street Fighter 3. So you're talking 11 games to try to beat the arcade mode of. Roughly, with hardest difficulty, would probably end up taking 20 to 30 minutes per game, right? I don't even know if I could do it, right? But it's definitely doable. You know, it would be a very salty run, very challenging. And I bet people will be very excited to take, you know, take bets on can I do it or can't I do it. So I want to do this special event. I've never done an event like this ever again, or ever before, I should say. It's kind of new territory for me, and I wanted to see if this would bring a new element of viewer to the stream because I'm doing a crazy challenge run in the Anniversary Collection, all right? But we have to hit the subs goal of 475 subs this month for this to happen. I'm trying to motivate people to subscribe. Subscriptions have been up and down. You know, the highest we had this month was over 450, and then we've dipped down to as low as like 420. So it's been varying up, down, up, down. If ever you were going to sub, today's the best day you could because this is before the big dip in subs. So if we can get a big rally of people coming in today and subbing, we could hit the goal, boom, secure the event, and then we're good to go. Wouldn't matter if we get a big dip in subs when I have time away this week. But just throwing that out there, I see a lot of you in the stream chat who enjoy my streams, who are regulars, and I don't see you with the little sub badge next to your name. Keep in mind, if you subscribe, you get 3 primary benefits. The first is you get access to all the emotes in the channel. All right. The second is you don't have to watch advertisements when I take ad breaks. And the third is you get that little chat crown badge. All right. That will increase, or I should say upgrade, per how long you've been a supporter. Starts as bronze, then goes to silver at 3 months, gold at 6, and then after a year it gets some rubies on it. We already have some people up to 18 months. So within about 6 months here, we'll see people with the 2-year supporter badge, which will be pretty awesome. All right, but yeah, that's the situation, guys. Please consider subbing if you at all can today. It would be a great day to do it. All right. Okay. Let's do some quick plugs, everybody, and then we're going to get to shout-outs. For people who've cheered, subbed, and tipped, I want to give them credit, obviously, where credit is due. So let's get to the plugs. Okay, ladies and gents, so let's talk. If you are someone who enjoys my live streams and you're someone who likes my on-demand videos on YouTube, you like the content that I've put out over the past 10-year legacy that I've had on the internet, and you want to see me be able to continue to do it, all right? First of all, thank you. Thank you for your viewership. Thank you for your support. It's all greatly appreciated, okay? But if you want to go above and beyond just being a standard stream viewer and you want to contribute in another way, there are many ways you could do it and help out and ensure that I could do this full time, all right? First is Patreon, which you can check out over at patreon.com/darksidephil, all right? So what is my Patreon all about? Well, if you pledge to my monthly Patreon campaign, which I run, every month, number one, you're contributing to the cost of doing business. This is not a cheap thing to do. I have to buy all the new release games. I have to buy indie games. I have to buy new equipment when it breaks down, including controllers, hard drives, all kinds of stuff, monitors, and the like. Internet is incredibly expensive. I need to pay for the highest level business class internet available, which is hundreds of dollars a month. Electricity is pretty expensive to maintain all this equipment. There's a lot of stuff that goes into operating as a business. And number one, your pledges help to defray that cost, okay? Number two, you earn stuff for your contributions to my Patreon. It's not just like, oh, this is a donation. It's not. It's actually a pledge where you get something back. You can earn various perks per how much you contribute, including things such as getting text or verbal shoutouts in my YouTube videos, getting premium forum access, which allows you to nominate and vote on games for events. In fact, right now, people who had pledged to my Patreon last month are nominating games for an upcoming Patron's Choice playthrough. Pretty cool, right? Also, you can get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King. You can get a private Q&A video made just for yourself. That's like 20 to 30 minutes long. I won't go into massive detail about everything. Check it out over at patreon.com/darksidephil. All of the stuff is fully explained there. Thank you to anyone who does contribute right now. And thank you to anyone considering contributing. It does significantly help me. So, awesome. And thank you very much. Okay? There you go. All right. Number two, there's my Teespring store, ladies and gentlemen. At my Teespring store, which you can find at teespring.com/stores/DSPGaming, you can get all kinds of DSP Gaming, Dark Side Phil related merchandise, t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, stickers, mugs, all with logos and artwork designed by viewers and fans. It's great quality stuff. I can personally attest because I own a bunch of it. And I use the things like the mug on a daily basis. It's great. If you buy anything from my Teespring shop, I get a commission from it, and it helps me out. But obviously, you get a fun collectible, too. So it's win-win, right? Please give it a look. And again, thank you to anyone who's bought anything from the shop or anyone who gives it a look and thinks about doing it themselves. And yes, FYI, it does ship internationally, meaning outside of the U.S. However, just to forewarn you, shipping outside of the U.S. typically is pretty expensive. It always has been. I can attest personally from when I used to ship stuff outside the U.S., it costs ridiculous amounts of money. So just to forewarn you, but they do ship outside the U.S. in case you're interested. All right. All right. Certainly, last but not least, if you're here live on the stream today, guys, and you're excited for the conclusion of Dead Space, and you like what you're seeing, and you want to maybe get in on the action, you want to get a shout-out during the stream, there's three ways that you can qualify to get a shout-out. You can either cheer with bits, you can subscribe to my channel, or you could tip me. If you do any of those three things, I will give you a verbal shout-out during the course of today's stream. Obviously, when I get a chance. Keep in mind, this is Dead Space 2, very difficult game. I will give you a shout-out when I get a chance, but if I'm in the middle of a big survival area, please be a little patient. I will give you a shout-out as soon as I get a moment to breathe easy, all right? Now, there are some ground rules when it comes to cheering, subbing, or tipping and expecting a shout-out. The first is please be as concise as possible. The longer or more long-winded or more words you use in your attempt to get a shout-out, the less chance I'm going to read it. Reason being, if you do 10 sentences, I'm not going to stop and read for 5 minutes and then do a big giant answer. You know what I mean? This is a gameplay stream primarily. The point is to keep the game moving, even though there is a lot of interactivity, and that's kind of the point of it. At the same time, understand that this is something that people are watching and want to see a game be played. So please, no ginormous messages or long-winded things. The shorter, the better. It makes sense. It makes it more digestible for a stream like this, okay? Number two, please keep your shout-out messages positive. And what I mean by that is I don't want to hear about Joe Schmo, nobody, is rebroadcasting my stream and making fun of it. Some guy stole my content. Someone is talking crap about me on YouTube. This is going on. That is going on. I don't care. The bottom line is I don't need to hear about negativity. I don't want someone coming in here insulting others, which has happened sometimes. People try to come in and stir up drama. Oh, Phil, what about this guy? And I'm like, dude, that's not what this stream is about. This stream is about fun. It's about gaming. It's about positive interactivity between me and my viewing audience. It's not about stirring it towards negativity, and I don't want that. So please, in your shout-out messages, please try to be as positive as possible. Keep in mind it is at my subjective decision whether or not I'm going to read your message, and it is completely under my control. I do not have to read anything that you guys put out there, dependent on the content that's in it, okay? Just to let you know, 'cause some people, oh, Phil skipped my message. Well, it's probably on purpose. More than likely, it's probably on purpose, all right? Okay, the bottom line is 95% of the people who want to get shout-outs get it, and my streams are a fun and positive experience overall. We may get a few bad apples here or there, but in general, it's pretty fun to be here, so thank you guys for that. Thank you for being here. Now, if you would also like visual recognition for any contributions you do today, well, if you cheer 50 bits or more, or if you subscribe to this channel and you wait a few minutes, a share button will appear. If you click on that share button, or if you tip me $5 or more, any of those three things, you will get an on-screen thank you pop-up notification that helps, gives you recognition for your contribution, all right? So it's both visual and verbal recognition. Pretty cool. I want to say thank you to Popsicolo, who designed all of those animations for us for the stream. All right. So that being said, guys, pretty fun stuff. And I hope you guys are looking forward to the conclusion of Dead Space 2 here on the stream. Very last, before we get to shout-outs, I do want to say, if you're wondering how to tip, because I just mentioned many times tipping, but you might say, but, you know, I understand how to cheer. That's right here in front of me on Twitch. I understand how to sub. There's a button for it. But what's this tipping? How do I do that? Okay? Tipping is a process by which you can contribute, but it is separate from anything that goes through Twitch. There's two ways you can do it. And by the way, it's preferred today. If you tip me, it helps me out more than anything else. Right now, I'm in the process of having one of my monthly payments for my YouTube revenue, actually, clearing. It hasn't cleared yet. And I have bills clearing in the next couple of days. So if you tip me right now today, it allows me to put those funds into my bank account and pay those bills. It's going to help out tremendously, all right? So if you'd like to tip me today, two methods. Either if you're watching live on stream now and you scroll below my Twitch stream, you'll see a grid of information, a bunch of buttons per se. One of them says tip jar. If you click on that one, it'll take you to my tips page where you can either leave an anonymous tip or you can leave your name in a message if you want one of those aforementioned shout-outs during the stream, all right? Now, if you don't see that grid of information at all, how do I do it then if it's not there? Well, you're probably on a mobile device. Mobile devices, it doesn't display any of those buttons. Instead, you could type !tip into the stream chat. That will bring up a command with a link. You could click on a link, and that will, boom, bring you right to the tips page where you can either be anonymous or, again, leave a shout-out, okay? So there you go, guys. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the shout-outs. People who have contributed already on today's stream. I definitely want to give them credit where credit is due, and I want to start updating this leaderboard. As you guys can see, I got to get the leaderboard updated. So first of all, shout out to Golden Colts, who did a 50-bit cheer overnight. I wasn't even live on the stream. He kept me in mind. He gave me a cheer anyway. Thank you, Golden Colts. It's always appreciated for those who keep me in mind overnight when I'm not even here. That's pretty amazing, okay? But for people who have contributed since the stream's been live, we start off with Kate, who cheered and said, Happy Sunday and Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. That's right. Again, Happy Mother's Day. Give your mom a big smooch, a hug, spend some time with her, or if you cannot be there physically, at least give her a call, talk to her if you can. I understand some people that's not possible, but if it is, you know, give your mom some love today. There you go. All right. May Mom cheered. I have no idea if that's how you're supposed to pronounce the name. I apologize if I completely destroyed your name. But they cheered and said, when are you going to give Connecticut a call, Philly boy? Don't play the game all day. It's Happy Mother's Day. Later today. As I said, we're actually, after I stream today, and I get the videos uploading, I'm going to head downstairs and see if dinner's ready. If it's not ready, I'll call my mom right away. If it is ready, eat dinner, clean up, and then call my mom right after. I actually call my parents once a week. Every weekend I call them and I get them caught up on everything going on with me and Kat, and they get me caught up on all the stuff going on back east. So once a week I always get caught up with my parents. Pretty cool. But in particular today, you know, like I said, I will wish my mom a happy Mother's Day. When I used to live on the East Coast, like I said, I would either take my mom out to dinner to like an Italian place or to that seafood restaurant she really liked. You know, obviously since I moved, that's not possible anymore. So I usually have a nice conversation with her. All right, the Lollipop did a bunch of cheers. Let's see what we got here. First cheer, he says, since you couldn't answer my question last day because you were busy playing, here it is. What is your best and worst birthday you ever had? I mean, quite frankly, I can't remember. I really have not had like any amazingly crazy good positive birthdays that I can remember. Not to say that the days were bad. It's just that, you know, okay, it's my birthday. My relatives come over. They give me some presents. Usually I hang out with my friends. And then, you know, I usually play with whatever toys or gifts I got for my birthday, right? As you get older, your birthday's just another day, right? So it is what it is, I guess. But I remember once when I was a kid, my parents had a birthday for me at a bowling alley. And I remember once they had a birthday for me at the local arcade. Obviously, those were pretty awesome, you know. Worst birthday, I have no idea. You know, for me in my life, I try not to focus on the negative or the worst. I find that, you know, I'm not a person of absolutes. That's what I should really say. I'm not. What's the best and worst? I don't know. You know, for me in life, it's about enjoying every day as it comes and not focusing in on, oh, today was the worst day or the best day. I really wish that I look back to those times that were good and I'm happy that we're moving past the bad. I'm not a person of absolutes at all. What's your top 10 favorite this or that? That's hard for me to do. So when you ask me this question, I really don't have a legitimate answer for you because honestly, I don't even remember most of my birthdays to begin with, you know. So there you go. I don't know how elaborate of an answer you were looking for, but that's an honest one. All right, so Lollipop cheered again. So what do you think about memes? Do you think that it can harm other people because some people keep spamming it just to annoy a person who just wants to have fun? Listen, first of all, memes are pretty silly and they're a waste of time in my opinion. All right, I'm just being real with you. I'm 36 years old and I really don't have time for memes. Like, I understand there's some people that just focus on it. Really what memes are, finding something that's a common thing that's recognized. It doesn't even have to make sense. Just as long as it's a common thing that is recognized and having almost like a group consciousness around that it exists and then acknowledging that it exists, right? And I can understand that in some kinds it's kind of funny. You see a meme, you have a laugh because I know what that is. But in general, I don't see the purpose behind memes. I don't see that there's any practical purpose or that they serve anything useful. For the most part, you get a laugh out of it here or there. But you're right, memes can be turned into something that basically becomes systematic harassment. Especially if you have a meme that is nonsensical or is derogatory towards someone, and then it's repeated ad nauseum, it could hurt a person, you know? And it's, you know, I've seen it myself with stuff for me, but I've also seen other streamers, people come in here repeating negative memes about other streamers. And I'm like, you know, why are you guys doing that? Basically what it is, it's a big mob mentality. It's a very sheepish group mentality of her, because this guy said it, I say it, and now we all say it. And I feel like I'm part of a big group. And, you know, in some ways, I understand that. It's kind of like the same thing with YouTube or Twitch when there's a big streamer or a big YouTuber, and now you're going to watch their content just because they're a big streamer or YouTuber, so you could feel like you're part of being in the in crowd. You know who this guy is, and so does everyone else. And so when you're watching, you're part of this big group mentality of, I'm part of what's popular. So a lot of people, I think, jump in on these memes because they think, oh, her, group mob mentality, you know, we're all in on it or whatever. But for me, I think they're pretty silly. Not to say that they're awful, all right, to the point where there should never be a meme. But I do think a lot of them are pretty immature and can be getting blown out of proportion to the point where you actually are doing systematic harassment, okay? So that being said, you know, I see both sides of the fence. I wouldn't want memes to completely go away. At the same time, I think memes should be, just like everything, treated in moderation, right? Moderation, not going overboard, not spamming, not trying to intentionally hurt someone. That if people did it responsibly and with morality, that would be fine. The problem is you get people who come out who are immature, who just try to hurt other people, and that's when the memes get out of control. So there you go. Okay. Another cheer from the Lollipop. Let's go ahead and read this. He says, I've seen that after you finish this game, you'll either play PUBG or Ultra Street Fighter 2. Could you ask chat if they want you to play other game than those two you mentioned? No. Reason being, number one, I don't know how long it's going to take for me to beat the game. It could be within an hour. It could be the whole stream. So that being said, there's no point in giving higher expectations of something that might not even happen. Number two, Ultra Street Fighter 2 and PUBG are the quickest games for me to switch over to. And I could probably within 5 minutes have them going. There's no reason to give other options because other options may not, it might be too much of a setup. Also, keep in mind, it may only be like an hour or so. So why am I going to start something up major that's not, both Ultra Street Fighter 2 and PUBG doesn't really matter. It's not like, oh, it's a narrative ongoing playthrough. I can just do a match or two, and throw it in. Versus, oh, I want Phil to start up this game. Well, this game, has a story. It's a narrative. There's no point in starting something new. So, no, those will be the two options. Shout out to 007 Blaine, who tipped me $10. Good to see you, Blaine. And thank you very much for your tip. You are currently the only and the top tipper for today. So thank you very much, Blaine, for your support. Oh boy, I missed a 0. How did I do that? Try this again. Oh my god. Try this a third time. There we go. Thank you, 007 Blaine, for the tip. I appreciate that. Hope you enjoy the conclusion today on stream. Alright, shout out to Kula116 who did a 100-bit cheer. Guess what, Kula? You are the top cheerer for today. So I'm going to put Kula up on the leaderboard now. 100 bits. Thank you, Kula, very much for that. And Kula says the following. Hold on. Let me get this centered. I guess that's centered. Okay, he says, can you give my girlfriend, Lexi, a shout-out? Absolutely. Shout out to Lexi. On behalf of Kula. Very nice. Thank you for the cheer, sir. The Lollicop cheered and said, I heard that you said that doing Let's Plays without editing is harder. I did not say that, by the way. Not trying to hate or anything, but I saw people who made amazing videos with their editing that took months to make. Could you explain why Let's Play Raw is harder? I never said that. At all. Here's what I said. I said to entertain a stream of people. Alright? Live. With raw gameplay and impromptu commentary is much harder than offline, not streaming, playing a game at your own pace, and then basically you could script in comedy, you can edit stuff out that's boring. Alright? So to give you an example. I'm playing Dead Space 2. There's going to be dead time in the game when I'm walking around. Now, I could either do chat interactions, I could do some of my own commentary, basically try to keep you guys entertained during the course of the game, right? Now, that's one style. That's the style that I do. It's the raw, uncut. There's people out there who only play games. First of all, they don't live stream them. They play them at, offline. They record the footage, and then they do commentary, sure. Some of it is live, some of it is scripted and superimposed over the games. Okay, just real talk, some of it is. And a lot of it is edited. And what I mean by that is, my Dead Space 2 playthrough will be what? 16 hours long because it's the full length of the game with all of my fails. Their playthrough will be 4 hours long because they cut out all the dead time. All they show are the highlights, the best of. And that's a very different kind of product, okay? It's much easier to put your best foot forward and look good when you edit out all the boring parts and the fails. And the bottom line is people out there who only do edited style playthroughs, if you were to actually try to watch them do a full stream with impromptu commentary and actually entertain a stream for an extended period of time, they may fail at it. In fact, I won't drop the name, but actually there was someone who had said this particularly to me. They said, Phil, why do you think it is that this particular YouTuber, when they put out a gameplay video on YouTube, can get a ridiculous amount of views, but when they go to live stream, they could barely support 1,000 viewers, and people complain constantly that it's boring? And I said, this is why. This is the kind of person who probably is great at editing and stylizing and scripting and can put out crazy good scripted comedy, right? And or good, reactionary gameplay when it's editing out the boring parts. But for the most part, it's a skill that you got to work at for years and years. I personally have been doing the raw commentary style for 10 years. And trust me, it wasn't like I just started it immediately and everything was great, It takes a while to figure out what you can do. And this past year in particular, since I've become more of a live streamer than anything else, it's been a lot more challenging for me to learn when can I interact with the stream chat that it won't take away from the game, right? When should I be focusing purely on the game, but make sure that it's not boring? It's tough. It's actually really tough to do this on the fly. And I actually respect streamers who've been doing this for a long time and can entertain a crowd, right? When you have to do that perfect balance between game and, your viewing audience. But yeah, it's two different products. You know what I mean? It is. It's very much two different products. You wouldn't say to someone making a scripted drama television show is the same as making a reality TV show. They're two completely different genres, right? And I really do feel that live streaming raw gameplay with commentary and interactions with stream chat is very different from someone who edits all their gameplay into a very stylized, polished product that they put out on YouTube, okay? It's very different. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Shout out to Kate, who cheered again and said, letting you know the fight between the raccoon and the rat ended with the rat taking the pizza, and the raccoon left in defeat last night. Well, there you go. Apparently there was a rat and a raccoon fighting in an alleyway next to Kate's apartment, and the rat won. The pizza rat won. War Night's Cheer, he says, have you ever watched Adult Swim late night programs back in the day like Squidbillies? Well, back in the day, Adult Swim changed very dramatically. Originally, Adult Swim was anime. Like, it was mostly anime. And so there would be tons of anime stuff at night that you could watch. I remember watching shows like Inuyasha for the very first time on Adult Swim because that's what the time when they would air it. Then over the years, what Cartoon Network did is they created their own content. So, for example, their own cartoon shows that were adult-oriented, or they would have even adult comedy. Remember shows like Tim and Eric Awesome Show and shit like that, And then, of course, leading into, things that are more modernized that they do. And plus reruns of adult-oriented cartoons as well. So, I've seen very different things over the years. Squidbillies in particular, I've seen. I'm not necessarily in love with the show. I think it's okay. And I get that it's kind of tongue-in-cheek humor a lot of the times, but I don't necessarily love it or watched it or anything like that, But yeah, I've actually seen many different shows on Adult Swim over the years. Anime, adult, comedy, etc. Or Night Shoot again, he said, did you give cat lessons on Kabedan? No, I did not give any schoolings on Kabedan after last night's Yakuza 6 session. But thanks for letting me know that you watched. The Lollipop cheered again and said, thanks for answering my question. I should stop trusting rumors told about you. Hope today's stream is full of positivity. Thank you, Lollipop, for that. Yeah, what you got to understand, Lollipop, is very simple. People take what I say and completely twist it to mean something else. So I say, I think it's harder to do a live stream with reactionary commentary because you have to entertain both a live audience while still maintaining the gameplay than doing an edited playthrough on YouTube. And then people immediately twist that to say, well, Phil says that streaming's easier to do than doing, editing. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. But that's what I mean. They will do this constantly to try to make me look bad. And what you got to understand is whenever you hear stupid shit like that, you got to take it with a grain of salt and understand the person who's saying it is probably just trying to slander me to start drama and get attention. So, there you go. YOLO Domper cheered. He said, have you watched Master of None on Netflix yet? No, I have not. In fact, recently on Netflix, I watched the show Safe, which is the new series with Michael C. Hall. He's actually the executive producer on Netflix of this series. It's a British drama about a murder mystery. A body shows up in a neighborhood of basically kind of a private neighborhood with wealthy people. And no, it's not like mine. It's like a really high-end, ritzy neighborhood, millionaires, okay, in Britain. And they're trying to figure out who killed this person, what's going on. It ends up being really convoluted story, murder mystery. It's really good. It's the only weird thing about it is Michael C. Hall has a British accent, which obviously he's not British, so he's created this accent for the show. But outside of that, I really liked it. Give it a look on Netflix. Then I just watched a 4-part documentary series called Evil Genius about a bizarre bank robbery in the early 2000s when some guy, a pizza delivery guy, had a bomb collar put on his neck and was forced to go rob a bank. The bomb collar ended up going off and killing the guy, leading to this crazy investigation into what happened, and it's the most weird story ever, but it's all factually true. So, pretty nuts. Give that a look as well. If you like documentary series, you'll get a you'll just be like riveted at how weird this story unfolded back in the 2000s. But that just released on Netflix as well, and I watched that. That was a good show too. Only 4 episodes for that one. So, all right. So there you go, guys. Ooh. So, that's where we're at. Let's double check on sub count. Sadly, we have not gotten any subs today, so I believe our subs dropped, and they did. I knew it. We did not get any subscribers today, so therefore the subs have dropped. Let me update that. So just a reminder, guys, if you cheer, sub, or tip during today's stream, you will get a shout-out. Okay. As you can see, we have the leaderboard running. Top cheerer currently today is Kula with a 100-bit cheer. And top tip today is 007 Blaine, $10. Thank you guys very much for your contributions. Thanks to everyone who did contribute so far today. Last but not least, let's give credit to the top 10 contributors for the week. And then we'll get started with Dead Space, okay? So the top 10 contributors for cheers this week. Number 1, we got King Swaggins in first. Dr. Soundwave in second. Sean Slayer in third. Infinite 55 in fourth place. K. Jones in fifth. Mick G. Man in sixth. One Ton Hammer in seventh. Ring Dude in eighth. Kupo Mog in ninth. And Johnny Saurus Rex right behind them in 10th. So very much thanks for all of you guys. Thank you very much for your contributions. All right. All right, are we good? We ready to start with Dead Space? I hope you guys are ready. I think it's time. All right, guys. Let's begin. And let's see how it goes. Let's see how well I can do. How long it'll take me to beat it. And like I said, if I do finish early, I will ask you guys what you want to see. And we'll pull the chat and we'll switch to something else. But let's see how these final 2 chapters go. Thanks, everyone, for your support. And let's begin. Here we go.